What's good, YouTube? We are back at it. Like a crack at it. Now, you might be wondering why I'm here. Because I'm kind of wondering the same thing. No, I'm not. We are going to be... Oh my god, my shit's not plugged in. We're going to be digging into the rest of, like, the real story. The real, verdad story of whatever happened to Alex Pretti, right? Let me just make sure my mic's closer. Hold on. So, we go to scene one. Let's go. Let's go. So, I have uncovered some new information with the help of my girlfriend, right? I've acquired some new information, right? So, fuck you. I don't want to add. I gotta add. Okay. I gotta make. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Alright, anyway, I'm sorry. I got a little distracted. Feds were arresting Ecuadorian illegal alien Jose Huerta Chuma, an operation that resulted in Alex Jeffrey Pretty's death. Okay? So, they were arresting this Ecuadorian motherfucker, right? Okay, so, well, why were they arresting him? His criminal record includes charges of domestic assault, disorderly conduct, and driving without a license. Now, I'm sorry I didn't prep this. I'll do this on my other screen. But in my other video, I didn't know that he was lying about this. Let's look. Oh, what is good, YouTube? That's me. He was lying about this. He said this guy. I'm gonna have to cut it out.
Where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement.
No, I don't. More things.
As mentioned, this is only the latest attack.
Broken no. Beep. No, it was at the beginning. Hold up. I think shit is. It might.
But the subject,
right? Idiot.
with an includes domestic.
Okay, so you shot the white guy? I don't understand. That just looks crazy out of context. And first off, the term gotta pay child support can't certain shit.
Valid license. Criminal history includes domestic assault to intentionally inflict.
They're talking about Jose Chuma, domestic assault to intentionally afflict, right?
Bodily harm, disorderly conduct, and driving without a valid license.
Okay, so they said that he did this shit. Now, what did I say? Okay. So, he's a violent guy. Violent crime. Right? That's what I thought at first. Violent guy, right? Violent crime. Oh, this criminal record, domestic assault, it's really context. Driving without a license, what a monster. Right? Well, actually, when you look into it, the Border Patrol target had no criminal history. Nada. He didn't. He wasn't a domestic abuser. He didn't have disorderly conduct. He didn't even get caught driving without a license. He got caught in 2018, I think, for doing something, if I'm correct. Let me see. I think it says it here. He went to jail in like 2018 because like on ICE hold right here. The individual by his name was previously held in federal immigration custody in local Minnesota jail in 2018 during President Trump's first administration. Now, if you don't believe me what I'm saying, if you're just like, oh, you're just reading this, well, the Minnesota Department of the Corrections said U.S. Border Patrol. So this is basically like the jail force. Like all the records of the jail are managed by the Minnesota Department of Corrections. I'm guessing. So they were like, okay, well, these niggas are saying that Jose Chuma did this, and this. So these guys looked into it. And like, actually, Greg Bovino, this guy, provided inaccurate information about the target of an operation in Minneapolis on Saturday for the fatal shooting of Alex Pretti. He claimed that the state DLC, this is the guys holding all the information on the records, says Huerta Chuma had never been in custody. Based on the department's data, records, and court data. The records also showed Huerta Chuma had committed no felonies in the state, nor was he currently under supervision from the state. So, okay, he was lying. But why would he lie about that, right? Why would you lie about that? Well, it's optics. Now, instead of just, oh, we were going to get this violent guy out. Oh, they had no reason to be there. They were going to deport a nigga that did nothing. And then I'm gonna say the craziest part, right? So they had really no reason to be here. They're trying to deport somebody who did nothing wrong, according to the Minnesota DOC. Okay. And they keep saying that he was a domestic assaulter. He drove without a license and shit like that. And he's still at large. Well, what did he do? Imagine you're this guy, you'd be scared of shit, right? But the crazy part is Jose Chuma, right? Look at this. They never got him. He escaped. They're still looking for him. Now my detective brain, right? So 8 guys, according to the information we have, it was 8 armed ICE guys, right? They come up to get Jose Huerta Chuma out of here, right? Jose, that nigga did the dash. This is based off of what? This is I'm inferring. Jose, he got out of there somehow. They didn't catch him. So after they didn't catch Jose, we see the Alex Pretti video. Okay? Are you with me? So these guys were mad they didn't get Jose. And these guys were protesting the street. And then they were mad they did a little bit too much, they took it too far, and then they took it way too fucking far. And they shot him 10 times. So that is 2 things I know about this that I didn't know before. One, that before the Jose Chuma, the guy they were there for, he actually didn't even do anything wrong. He wasn't a domestic abuser. He didn't beat his wife. He was just a normal guy living, and they wanted to get him out of here for no reason. And they failed, and they were mad, and then whatever happened next happened. But it was not an accident. No. Everything led up to everything, and I think honestly that's the closest we're gonna get to the full story. I think that is the closest we're gonna get to the full story. They and the reason they're gonna lie is because they're gonna think like this, right? Okay, if you are a normal person, right, and you're like, all right, which people gotta go and which people can stay? I think what you would come to is like, all right, well, if they did like a crime or they did something like violent or they're selling drugs, they can leave. But if they're just normal people contributing to society, or they can stay, right? They know that that's what people think, right? So Gregory Bovino, so he came up here and said that he did these things that he didn't do to make it look like this guy was a violent criminal. So it looked like there was a reason to be there, so people wouldn't be mad that they were just trying to deport a random nigga for nothing, and then they failed, and then when they failed, they took it out on the public and killed the guy. And that's why he's fired. He's fired. You know you're not right for getting fired. Oh wait, whoa. Oh, this is the wrong. Yeah. So yeah, these guys keep saying that. Oh, where's it at? Where's it at? They keep saying that this guy had a violent record, dangerous criminal. Where's it at? He resigned. He was reassigned. That's getting fired. Had a significant criminal history. Court records indicate that Mr. Huerta Chuma has traffic violations and one misdemeanor related to domestic abuse, but has never convicted of a felony. The Minnesota Department of Corrections is disputing this. Now, you could say that. What's it called? Technically, Technically, it wasn't a felony; it was a misdemeanor. So this actually happened. This you could say that, okay? And then I would go back to this one. if you commit a crime and you are illegal, I think you're put under the super. Okay, let's do some math. What does it take to be under supervision of the state? I'm guessing you have to commit a crime. Okay. Okay. So it said, okay, well, my fault. Let me read this for you. The court will sentence the defendant to probation or a term of incarceration followed by a term of supervised release. Okay. So Jose Chuma, we gotta dig some more, Chad. I'm getting confused. Joseph Chuma. That's his name? Jose Chuma. Criminal. Let's see what else we can find about this. I'm seeing two shits contradict each other. Okay, okay. The Minnesota Department of Corrections extends its condolences to the family and loved ones of Alex Pretti. Oh my god, it's the first time I've ever actually heard someone say that. Thank you. I'm already on this guy's side. Who was shot and killed by federal agents this morning in Minneapolis. The loss of life is tragic. The Minnesotans, what the fuck, deserve transparency, accountability, and facts. And hours following the shooting, U.S. Border Patrol Chief Gregory Levino held a press conference asserting that the operation was targeting an individual named Jose Huerta Chuma and characterized him as having a significant criminal history because federal statements have repeatedly included inaccurate information about Minnesota custody and criminal records. The DOC reviewed available records to determine whether the individual referred had any connection to Minnesota State Prison custody. Based on DOC records and publicly available Minnesota court data, the individual identified by federal officers has never been in DOC custody. DOC court records show no felonies committed associated with his public Minnesota records. Associated with this, public Minnesota records reflect only misdemeanor level traffic offenses from more than 1 decade ago. He is not currently under DOC supervision. Okay, so I'm understanding now. So, okay. So in order to be deported from this country, I'm sure you had to be convicted of a crime, not just tried. So they would have to prove that you're guilty. So right, so they haven't. So if this was under suspicion, he would still have to go to the courts, right? Jose Chuma, he would still have to go to the courts, and he would have to go to figure out guilty or not guilty. He would go to trial, and then if he was not guilty, then he would probably be able to stay. But if he was guilty, he'd be sent back to Ecuador, right? So basically, what's it called? This guy, him having no criminal record, proves that they shouldn't have been deported him because you had to be convicted, and if you're convicted, it would be on your record. So they were lying about him having anything on his record, so it could look like they could deport him, but they shouldn't have been deporting him or something. I don't know. After get involved with the Federation of wait, what is this? Fair? That's just kind of fire. Called fair. How I get a job here? I'd work here. I feel like these niggas would like actually be good people. How what can I do? Can I get like hired? Yeah, right. Yeah, so he is fair and fair. Oh, what a hit piece. See, like people say this, right? Like, and people that like Trump will say this. Like, oh, you guys can protest. Protesting is having signs and and telling what you're not happy with. Having any kind of weapon. Wait, have any kind of weapon or vehicle or attempt to touch the law enforcement is not the right to protest. Oh wait, this guy actually said it. January 6th was not a right way to protest. Neither is the progressive get in your face altercations with law enforcement. That is not what happened though. In DC, you didn't watch the video. How is okay? These guys are like, oh well, being armed is crazy. Guys, we're in America. You have the right to carry without getting fucking executed on the ground, bro. I'm done with this video, yo. Some niggas are retarded. Oh well, don't protest with a gun. But all them niggas on January 6th did, and y'all were fucking praising it. But oh, don't protest with a gun. But we're in America. You have a legal right to conceal carry. These guys were over here talking about the fact that he had two magazines. What meant something? Man, what the fuck's going on down here? But yeah, you're trying to say like, oh, he had two magazines. Like that meant he was trying to do some damage. Nigga, why would you leave your gun? Why would you have a gun with no bullets? Of course you're gonna bring a magazine or two. That's the fucking point. These niggas are like over here. Oh, he had two magazines and no ID, bro. He was just trying to kill niggas. Maybe he was just. I don't know. Bro. I'm done, bro. This Alex Pretti says crazy. Rest in peace, bro. And my condolences to your family.